So we've got the man himself, Sal Frelick here, who, I mean, it was so fun to watch you play yesterday, even though I would say you probably, by your standards, have had much better games already this year. But what stands out to me is just the way you are so difficult to strike out and how much just you can impact the game in so many different ways. I'm really excited to talk to you about all of that. But first, thanks so much for taking the time to sit with us in the beating hot sun right now in Biloxi, Mississippi before the game.
No, thanks for having me. And I love the sun, so it's fine.
Did you ever think you were ending up in Biloxi, Mississippi? Like, you're a Boston guy. You went to BC. Where do you think the weirdest place you were going to end up was in your mind?
I mean, yeah, I knew there was some weird minor league spots. I didn't think Biloxi was one of them. I think it's a lot closer to home than I thought I might be. It's not, I guess I'm still on the East Coast ish. So, yeah, no, not too bad.
I hear you.
So you talk about loving the sun. How is that adjustment? Because something we always talk about is we get a lot of questions on guys that grew up in South Florida, or like, I grew up in South Florida. It's warm, never played below 60-degry weather. And a lot of guys now, they go to the Midwest and whatever, and it's totally different. For you played, probably seasonally, played 3 sports, I know. And how was the adjustment to the heat? Was that like better for you? Was that refreshing now playing, in this Southern League that is just hot all the time?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely like something that I'm like, wow, I really don't have to deal with the cold for probably the rest of the year, which is nice because in the fall up in Boston, I'm used to playing, 30-degree weather. And even though our first couple games at home are that cold. So it's definitely nice to be in the warmth, but at the same time, it's like, all right, you got to hydrate more. Like there's a lot of stuff that comes with it. So, but I mean, no, I don't mind the cold, but obviously prefer the warmth. So it's all good.
Let's talk BC for a minute, because you were a first-round guy out of a school that is not necessarily known for generating first-round talent, because Boston College is in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. It's not in California or Texas or Florida. When did you really understand what kind of professional aspects you could have?
Probably not until, I don't know, maybe like 2 months before the draft, if like we're being completely honest. I never really knew what sport I wanted to play until my junior year of high school, senior high school.
Because you were a 3-sport guy.
Right. I was just playing hockey in the winter, football in the fall. And I had committed to BC for baseball pretty early in between my freshman and sophomore year of high school. But I didn't really lose aspirations of playing football. That was something I, kind of kept in the back pocket. And, some opportunities arose my junior and senior year. Ended up sticking with baseball. But then, again, I never really, thought past college playing professionally.
And what do you think kind of changed that for you? Because I'd imagine you were always a great bat to ball guy. The speed was probably always there. At what point did you realize, okay, wait, this, not only could I be a pro guy, I could be, a first round guy. Like, I know you talk about it not till recently before that, but what was like the thing that changed on the field for you that made you turn into that kind of caliber of player?
Yeah. And I think the reason I never thought I was, going to be this big baseball player past college was because I wasn't running around in high school doing showcases. I was over the summer, I was, doing 7-on-7 football, getting ready for that. In the winter, I wasn't going down south to play baseball. I was playing hockey. So coming into college, there were these big names of kids in my grade, all the freshmen, these top prospects, whatnot. And I remember watching them, playing them, and these guys would hit the ball further than me in BP, throw it harder. But I remember, once the game started and, the lights turned on, the compete level was something I always had over those guys. Just from playing multiple sports in high school. And the one thing I needed to learn more was baseball IQ, just growing, my skill in the game. And then I think by my junior year, I think I, mastered that way more than when I came in. And that's kind of when I realized, maybe I have a shot at, past college.
We talk about pitchers a lot, how playing a bunch of other sports kind of help them, like, yes, maintain their love, but also just maintain like their health and their baseball shelf life. Do you feel like playing other sports really helped you maintain your baseball shelf life?
Absolutely. I mean, all the way around. And my freshman year of college was the first time I had played just one sport. And that was kind of the first time I saw it. I remember that fall too. I was a little bummed out. I was like, wow, it's the first fall. I'm strapping up the pads. And
you can still watch it though.
Yeah. So I was able to watch it. Same with hockey. BC is a great hockey school, but at the same time, it was like, wow, I kind of get to focus on one sport year round. I was like, I think there might be way more potential than I ever saw just because I'm focusing on one.
Gotcha.
So was it like an uptick in maybe impact on the baseball? Was it more consistency? You talk about the instincts, and I feel like with a player like yourself, you got to watch you play game in, game out for a week to really appreciate what you bring to the table, because it's so many different things. Whereas you talk about the showcase world that we live in, you watch a guy take BP, hit a 450-foot bomb, and guys are like, let's sign that guy.
It's all about a number.
It's all about number. We're chasing metrics and all of that. But at the end of the day, I think we keep talking about it. Probably the 10th time we mentioned it on this trip. Baseball is cyclical.
Oh, yeah.
And I see a lot more guys like you starting to pop up and really be valuable to teams. Did you feel like it was one of those things where you had to have people see you play for a while? Or did you feel like your game was starting to shine more in spurts? Because I remember seeing you at Boston College on a couple of different occasions. And I'm like, man, that guy's swing plays. But I don't know if that maybe was the way you felt it with people taking that away.
Yeah, I didn't think it was necessarily like they had to watch me for a week, but I was like, if you come and watch me take BP, like I might swing and miss. Like I might roll over every single ball and, BP overhand. Like that just wasn't my thing. And once the game started, though, I think it was kind of easy to be like, that kid sticks out. He's a little different. It's not, doesn't look like every other guy. And that's kind of what I wanted to carry. Like, I'm not going to strike out and pesky with 2 strikes. I'm going to be, running down balls, running the bases, going first or third like a football player. Like, that's just like, I'll do something like that once a game. And I think that was kind of what, like, maybe I'd be able to catch a scout's eye or something like that doing. But yeah, stuff like that.
Which pop you feel like you have?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I have a lot more pop than I think I came in with as a freshman in college. And I think that it's still a little untapped in game. I think I can put balls out routinely in BP now, and I'm still trying to work on that without taking away my swing and miss and striking out, which has kind of been the biggest thing for me. Because if that gets to the point where I'm hitting more home runs, but I'm striking out more, not getting on base, it's like that's just not who I am.
You're making our hearts sing right now.
Yeah. So that's always what we talk about is the negotiation of not compromising who you are as a player and who got you to where you are now, which is being the guy that you are, putting the ball in play, being an athlete, but also knowing that it's a game where you got to add in a little bit more power. What really impresses me is your lower half and your swing and how involved that is. Can you talk about maybe what has helped you tap into more power? Is it physicality? Is it moves in your swing? What's helped you tap into a bit more juice?
Yeah, I mean, nothing really. I think one was just coming into my body. Again, a little undersized guy. So getting to college and really getting a good weightlifting program there and getting bigger was obviously something I saw when I got to college and saw a little bit more power and then kind of just coming into that. But swing-wise, not a lot. I mean, my approach is definitely, like when I was in college, just hit the ball on the ground, beat it out, do stuff like that. And I think the power has always been there. I've been hitting the ball hard, but now it's just, all right, maybe not pound the ball into the ground. Let's hit it, on a line. And, when you get under it, and hit it hard, those are the ones that are going to go out. So I wouldn't say it's like a mechanical thing. It's more just, a visionary thing, setting my sights a little higher.
Allow Brewers fans to picture in like 2-3 years, this outfield of Christian Yelich in left, Sal Frelick in center, Joey Wiemer in right. That sounds awesome. And you've got 3 totally different guys here, right? How do you feel the Brewers' future stacks up in the outfield compared to a lot of other organizations that you see?
I mean, it's pretty unreal to think about. And there's obviously stuff I think about all the time, and as well as the other outfielders that you mentioned. So, and I think we got a little glimpse of that this spring training. Me and Joey got to get in some big league games there and kind of pick some minds of those outfielders. And again, there's a lot of growth that needs to happen. But you can kind of feel it knocking on the door a little bit, especially with a guy like Joey who just kind of seems to mash balls wherever he is. So it's definitely really exciting, and it's also really, really fun that there's uniqueness in every single one. So it'll be fun to see.
Yeah.
Talk about the instincts that have gotten better and just getting more reps out there. I enjoy watching you patrol the outfield and the way you're able to run down baseballs and stuff. How have you felt out there? Because again, you get to Double-A, these guys hit the ball hard. It comes off differently.
Yeah.
Not to take away from ACC ball, that's good ball, but like the ball comes off differently as you see from like guys like Joey Wiemer. How have you felt out there defensively? I think it's been really impressive to see, but I guess from inside your head.
Yeah, I mean, my first year playing outfield was opening day, my freshman year of college. I was an infielder all high school and kind of came in as an athlete. So I'll play anywhere. So since then, I've kind of still been learning the outfield. It's year 4 for me now. And I kind of carried that football, hockey mentality in the outfield. Like, I'm going to play shallow. I'm going to challenge you to hit over my head. I'm going to take away every bloop that my pitcher gives up because no one likes those. And I think each year I've realized that guys can hit it over your head more consistently than college. So that kind of has made me take a few steps back, really study people's swings more at the plate during their at-bats to position myself and not just stand in the same spot every time. So again, all that stuff is kind of coming together for me a little bit, but still learning.
Last one from me. Who were your favorite athletes growing up? Football, hockey, baseball?
Oh, yes.
I had a lot. So, baseball was always Dustin Pedroia, just an undersized guy, being up north. And then Julian Edelman, another one, undersized guy. You guys probably could have guessed that. Yeah. And then My all-time favorite hockey player is Sidney Crosby. So growing up, that was my favorite hockey player.
Sweet. That's a good trio.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good trio. I love that question. I was gonna get ready for that one if you didn't ask it. That was great. So I guess now on your side of things, my last question is, I think Brewers fans are I'm seeing them get very excited about the farm system. I'm seeing them keep tabs on guys like yourself, Joey, and any of the other top prospects. That's what's cool about baseball. For those that may not be as familiar with the recent first round pick here, what are Brewers fans, what can they expect from somebody like you on the baseball field now and when you get to the big league level?
Yeah, again, I think it's kind of just, I'm an old school player. I don't like striking out, putting the ball in play. I'm using my legs to make plays happen. I think that those days I'm struggling at the plate, I'll make a play in the field. And those days I struggle in the field, I'll make a play at the plate. So there's always something I think exciting you'll see me do in a baseball field, even if it looks stupid. But yeah, I'm hoping to bring some excitement back to the game.
Sal Frelick of the Biloxi Shuckers and the Milwaukee Brewers. Thank you so
Thanks,
much,
guys.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
man.